Hey, good evening.
Good evening. I would like to say first, thank you. Thanks for hosting me with you today to
Oh,
talk about the truth in Sweden for what's happening in Sweden in my city right now. Yeah,
um, Thank you so much for coming to my podcast on such an urgent notice.
thank you.
You know, I really appreciate you for coming to my podcast. I was looking for, a person after, giving, podcast with Zaid. It was very difficult for Zaid to, speak because of the unstable internet connection and so
Yeah,
forth. So,
yeah,
yeah. So I really appreciate you for coming, to my podcast.
thank you. Thank you so much for hosting me with you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
So, how are you today, by the way? I mean, you must be concerned, really.
Yeah, yeah. It's really so hard to describe how I feel. Um, it is really so damaged for what's happening right now in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am not really happy for saying this, but the situation right now in Sweden is damaged, like so many problems. Uh, they are facing so many problems in Sweden right now after the attack, after for what's happening after what happened in Sweden.
Yeah.
So I'm really not good. Um, yeah,
So, how long have you lived in France, by the way?
I lived in France for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm studying English literature here. Yeah, and I'm refugee in France.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm very sorry, for your situation. And, you must be thinking of your hometown, really.
Of course, yeah, of course, yeah,
And I believe that, it's like 3 in the afternoon in Syria.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Now I think it's 20 right now. I think 20:38
yeah,
in
right.
Syria right now. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So, could you, I think that it's very hard for you to trace, what happened 10 days after the siege. The siege is not a correct expression
yeah.
because, but if you
Yes.
could, yeah, if you could briefly describe what you remember first, that would be,
Yeah.
yeah.
After what happened in 10 days in Sweden, right?
Yes, yes, that would be.
Yeah. So actually, the situation over the past 10 days has been catastrophic.
Mm.
So people killed, more than 4,000 people were killed, hostages, including women, children, and the elderly, like 1,000 hostages, like something we can't really describe or even believe it. You see, like large numbers of missing children, and their fate still unknown. We know nothing about them or about what's happening with them right now. And women killed and left unburned for 20 days due to the blockade and a complete siege, like no electricity, no water, and no access to basic goods. So water sources deliberately destroyed, like an
Yeah.
act of a collective punishment and genocide in Sweden.
Mm.
Villages devastated, unable to hold burial ceremonies for their dead. Also, like 39 villages devastated. Also, you see. So, and also hospitals attacked and destroyed, medical staff systemically killed. They killed many doctors and they killed an engineer, as I said before. So, yeah. So, the situation right now in Sweden, or after 10 days, is really so catastrophic. And no one could believe what's happening. You see, like, yeah,
Do
this
you
is. Yeah,
Do you get
briefly.
in touch with your families or friends there?
Yeah. I'm from Sweden, and I have friends. I have my families there. So it was really so hard for them. Yeah,
But it must
and they are describing for me the situation right now. And as I said, all these informations from them. So
so it's very hot, it's
yeah,
summer. And
true.
Zaid was explaining how food went bad, and also the medical equipment went
Mm,
bad
mm,
because
mm.
the hospitals are not functioning,
Yeah,
how
true.
they were destroyed.
Exactly, exactly. And also, bodies is still like for many days in the hospital. Like no one could take the bodies for for a long time. So of course, bad smell, and they faced so many problems there to take these bodies. Like so much, maybe more than 300 bodies were at the hospital dead, of course, and they could not take it. So unfortunately, this is what's happening right now, or after 10 days from the attack to Sweden.
So you mentioned like 3,000 people missing, right?
Exactly, like 1,000 missing, and they
1,000.
killed, yeah, and they killed 3,000, 4,000 people. And of course, I would like to mention the reason behind this, the government, the Syrian government. Yeah, like this is a sectarian issue, you know, like they did the same thing with Alawite, with Christian, with Kurd
Oh,
people,
oh.
and the same problem with us. This is the same mentality. Okay, our problem is not with Islam, but our main problem with extremist Muslims. Okay, who reject us because we are not the same, or for many difference in mentality, and no one could accept it, like any like we have our own think, and they have their own think. It's okay, but it's not, it doesn't make sense to kill someone because he is different,
Mm.
so this is what really happened in Sweden, and even outside Sweden, like Latakia, Jaramana, Shafit, Sahnaya also. I think that you heard about it. So yeah.
I mean, I have seen, other, like, Christians, brutally murdered as well. Alawites, before, just before Druze. I guess, a lot of people were, speculating that the next is Kurds, you know.
Yeah, Kurds, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, a lot of people believe that the Druze people are really stopping, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they also, I need to mention something, that they closed everything for the rules right now in Sweden. Okay? Like nothing. There's nothing in Sweden right now. There is no food, no water, no electricity, no fuel. There was nothing. Like Sweden is really closed. And I want to mention something, that they killed so many people, the people who are coming, like from Damascus to Sweden, they stopped them, and they also stopped the help, like the equipments or anything to help Sweden. They didn't allow it to cross to Sweden. So what they do with us right now is really catastrophic, and no one can believe it. We really need help,
Hmm.
and we really need to protection international, okay, to help Sweden and to find a solution as much as possible, because like Sweden is dying right now, and people from Sweden are dying right now for so many things. So we really need a solution for that.
I mean, it's not just, because of the brutal massacre, but, it's because of the systematic murder that is happening.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like a
And
sectarian issue.
yeah, and you know, this I know that you heard, you saw this, statement by Al-Jolani saying we condemn what's happening in Sweden.
Exactly, exactly. And this is the problem, actually. The media believe Al Julani, the Arabic media like Al Jazeera or Al Arabiya, you see, like um, everyone believe him. So this is why you can't know our information exactly for what's happening, because the media is just talking about Al Julani and for what he is talking about. No one take care about what we hear or what about the truth exactly. You see, so yeah, exactly what you say. Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
problem also. Yeah,
And also, see, one of the reasons why I have my podcast here is because of this, because
yeah,
of the social media issues and all these, if I have on my own, I have my rights to talk about, what's right. You know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
also, what probably I would like to talk about as well, you know.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
I mean, well, first of all, I'm not sure if it's safe to talk for you to talk about your family's whereabouts, but if it's possible, it's just okay, okay, at a level, you know, which is okay for you to talk.
yeah,
Most
yeah,
of the people have to flee, Sweden, right? And
yeah,
I know that, some people are accepted by Israeli government, of course.
yeah,
But,
yeah. Like Protection International to help Sweden.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's
I'm wondering, where, other people, really
yeah, yeah,
have to, because they're because I mean they need help, really simply.
yeah, yeah. I understand. Yeah. Um, I would not like to talk about them because I'm focusing right now about really about the problem in Sweden and about my family there, about my friends there, about all people I know there.
Okay.
So we need really to focus right now on Sweden because we are talking right now about Sweden, about the problems Sweden
So
facing. You see, so Sweden,
basically,
yeah, demanded for protection international and still demand.
mm,
Uh, to actually to help us for what's happening right now. You see, like Sweden can't stay the same like today. We really need help. We really need a solution for Sweden, as I said before.
yes. I
Yeah,
mean, at the end of, well, I'm sorry that I keep on talking about this, but
yeah,
at the end of the podcast last time, that
yeah,
was about Sweden,
yeah,
the person from Sweden saying, there is no food, no medical aid, and then
exactly.
there has to be international protection, really.
Mm, mm,
Obviously,
mm.
there has to be a government that needs to stop Al-Jolani. Just we
Yeah,
cannot
yeah,
keep on believing him,
yeah,
inviting him, just praising him, but we need to stop this person, really.
yeah, exactly. Actually, Sheikh Hikmat al-Hajari, I don't know if you heard about him before, but he really tried to convince Al Julani, like, we really need to be like unit, okay? Regardless what our religion is. He
Hmm.
tried so many times to convince him, but he didn't convince. He really need like the same religion in Syria, like Muslim. Okay,
Hmm.
in his mentality, like we need just Muslim. We don't want Druze. We don't want minorities. We want no one. We just want Muslim, you see?
Hmm.
So this is our main problem. Like he's rejecting the people from any other religion, like Druze or Alawite or anyone. who is outside the Muslim religion.
Mm.
So yeah, so that's why Sueda, so that's why Sueda tried to demand for international protection. You see, and they don't want Al-Julani for this reason, because he wants no one, and he rejected everyone, actually, everyone. Unfortunately,
Well,
this is the truth, and you can notice by all the videos, and actually the security general affiliated by Ahmed al-Shara, like they demanded the people, Druze people, like, who are you? Are you Muslim? What does it mean that you are Syrian? Are you Muslim or not? You see, like when he said I'm Druze, they killed him immediately.
yeah.
Yeah, immediately, without thinking, immediately they killed him. So we don't accept it. No one could accept that.
See, I
They don't
really,
want to
really
accept.
believe people need
Yeah,
to see it
yeah,
to,
of course, yeah.
right?
But I have all videos, okay?
Yeah.
And this video was trend, and until now it's trend in Sweden and outside Sweden, okay? So I saw it, I really saw it. And I'm working with many people, and I have all the videos and all the photos that documented the situation, the exact situation for what's happening in Sweden.
Because even I am getting some kind of like just lies out of nowhere, like saying
Mm,
like those are like mountain like whatever people like illegally occupying like
yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
I mean that's not true.
Mm,
And also I asked also another question was that yeah, another question would probably the Western leaders might come up with, if Jelani does understand what the nation
yeah,
state is or not. But,
yeah.
it's a sectarian issue, as you say.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. And we have all photos, all videos, everything you may need, uh, like to believe what's happening in Sweden, or even with Kurd people or with any other people are not Muslim, Like, yeah, we have everything documented. So, yeah, unfortunately.
Yes, and
So, and also there's an impact on education and civil life, like university students trapped on campus and deprived of their education, and systematic destruction of education in our governorate, leading to the loss of teaching staff, okay, and the tragic killing of doctors and healthcare professionals also. I really need also to talk about it with you. This is the impact on
yeah, that would
education
be
and
great.
civil
Yeah.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please
yeah,
talk about
yeah.
it.
After the attack in 10 days, as you said.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I would like to know what happened to the educational system
yeah.
exactly
In
because
Sweden, yeah, yeah,
yeah, because after the siege, it was horrible. The
yeah,
Israelis were talking about it. Mainly, they were angry at, what Jolani was saying. They were condemning Jolani for
yeah,
doing this. You know,
yeah, yeah.
but,
Mm,
it's not, some kind of like whatever, doing
yeah,
all these Bedouin, all these kinds of struggles going on. It was Jolani, the main Syrian government that, persecuted, that has
yeah.
been persecuting many people.
All
And
the governorate, all the Syrian governorate, okay, not just Al-Julani. Also, we have so many people,
yeah,
yeah, around Al-Julani also.
yes,
So we
yes,
talk about
exactly.
the Syrian governorate, yeah, and about the impact, or about the education in Syria and Sweden, as I said, that so many people deprived now from their education. Like, there
Mm.
is no education right now. And about universities, no, there's no universities. Also, even in universities, they were deprived. Like you are the rules, so it's forbidden to study in the mosques.
Oh,
And we have footage, and we have also videos for this. Yeah, that
So
prove that the truth that I'm talking about.
So it's strange to exemplify, but it's
Mm.
like, Afghan government
Yeah,
depriving
exactly,
women of education,
exactly, exactly, exactly.
it's so because, so they ask, whether they're Druze or not at the university.
Exactly. Like if you are Druze, even they killed many people, okay, and they took many people, okay, and we didn't know what's happening with the students actually with Druze. So they took many Druze, and yeah, so this is the problem. Like if you are Druze, you don't study with us. If you are Muslim, so you are welcome and you can study with us and at you in the universities in Damascus. You see, so unfortunately,
Well, obviously, probably it will not end up with universities,
yeah, yeah,
probably.
yeah.
But, it will, go down to high schools or whatever,
Even
education.
high schools, there is no high schools right now.
Yeah.
Uh, Actually, the security, general security, burned so many apartments. Okay,
Mm.
approximately all apartments in Sweden. So of course, the
Oh, yeah.
Druze will, yeah, will be in any safe place, okay, to live in, like, yeah. So they lived in schools right now. They are living in schools, okay. They are, yeah, eating there, sleeping there, and yeah.
Mm.
So there's no schools. I
So,
don't know how they will find a solution for high schools or, but right now there's no schools.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now they have refugee tents.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
But the climate, because of the climate, I'm very concerned about what's happening, you know,
Mm.
in Sueda, really,
Mm.
because, um, um,
Mm.
I don't have, I'm not very, I'm not certain, you know,
Mm.
if the next Syrian government, goes after schools
Yeah. Yeah.
or, because, the schools have terrorists there, all these things.
Yeah.
They could go after schools for saying
Yeah.
that.
Mm.
So, but I just am very, very, concerned. Well, I am concerned about, the world media not telling, not talking about
Exactly.
um
Exactly.
the
Mm.
Druze people in
Yeah.
Sweden. Like even
Mm.
in Japan, you
Yeah.
almost never listen to it. Okay, the
Mm.
main issue, Gaza, you know.
Mm.
I mean,
Mm.
it's ridiculous to me. I mean, Gaza, then, there are so much humanitarian aids going into Gaza right now, paying,
Mm.
the many governments are paying attention to Gaza. But what
Mm.
about Soweto? I mean,
Mm.
no government,
Mm.
is getting in there. I mean,
Mm.
why not? The
Mm.
European government getting in there. If they're
Mm.
so worried about Gaza, they should get in there.
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, what was concerning was first started with French government, British government inviting Al Jolani as the state guest. That
Mm.
was like the start of the
Yeah.
concern. And then,
Yeah.
that was something, some kind of like that was weird. I mean, he should not be treated as a state guest. And I mean, and then, it's so I mean, so basically people stay in Sueda right now, even now.
Mm. Yeah.
And they stay at school. And what about like the food and, assistance that they get? I mean, it's
Right now,
and
yeah, for
it's
yeah,
not enough for sure.
yeah. As I say that right now about the food, about water, about electricity, everything is so limited.
Hmm.
Okay, like the food, there is no food. Maybe just they get it from help, like the equipments, or maybe from Israel, or I don't know where they
Yeah,
get.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But even the food is really so limited, and they are suffering also about it. Because as I said before, that Sueda is closed right now, so no one can give Sueda anything, like from Damascus or anything or any other country. It's closed right now, so they can't get anything.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, this is my personal friend's opinion, but I have a friend who used to serve in IDF. He was a reservist, but I was talking with him about the Druze people, and he mentioned Druze are the friends. You know,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Syria, they are the friends of Israel, and that is the area that has the international, well, that according to him, though, he authority for Israel to support them.
Mm,
So, I mean, it's probably, I believe that, one of the most realistic solutions right now is,
mm.
that, there is a humanitarian corridor through Israel, you know,
Yeah. 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 And I think that this is the best solution for them.
right?
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I think, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what his opinion is, I mean, but, I cannot tell who he is, and, that's not the official opinion of IDF, but, that's the opinion that he has towards the Druze people.
Mm,
So, I mean, it's very different from, right now, Israel, has been condemned for Gaza, but,
mm,
I'm not saying that there's no suffering, like zero suffering, but there has been so many, so many just aids just getting in there, but,
mm,
there is no there is almost no, well, there is no aids basically besides
mm,
Israel that is getting in there. Or, there is no direct support besides Israel that is getting in there right now. So
mm,
I'm not condemning, but I would say that before, inviting Ojolani as a state guest, I hope that the aides get into Sueda from even from from European countries, from many countries,
yeah, yeah,
right? I mean, I, I'm just I'm just stunned and shocked at how much coverage is done
yeah,
by people. I
yeah,
had And I talked about this to, I didn't have time to talk about this with Zaid, but I invited a very famous Kurdish journalist just before, actually, just right before this Sueda siege. And it was the first time she told me about what being minority means in the
mm,
Middle East. Until that time, I did not realize, um, you know, so much. But,
mm,
you know, at, from her, I realized that it is, also important to use the term minority, you know,
mm,
because I did not care to to count the number of the people and
mm,
say you are the minority, so you're less you're fewer than the for example Japanese majority of the Japanese, so you whatever your value may be different. I just rather felt that, if, people, for example, were Japanese, they should be
mm,
counted, as Japanese. However, when it came to not just probably the Middle East, but she told me how she left Iraq.
mm,
She lost everything.
mm,
She lost her home, she lost her belongings, everything. And that was the time she had to go to Iran. And even though she was there, she was not home. She was treated as a foreigner. She was not treated as human. And I also asked her, how, she felt when okay, what, how she feels about Israel, because she is a very strong supporter of Israel. A lot
mm,
of people think, for example, you are a Zionist, something like that.
mm,
But it's not something like that. You
mm,
know, to maybe to people like you too. You know, it's a very important topic
mm,
because, being a minority in
mm,
in the world, for example, it's not it's not as easy.
mm,
For Japanese, a lot of
mm.
Japanese people believe that 98% of the Japanese are the Japanese. But
Yeah,
it's it's for example, what about 2% of the rest of us?
yeah, yeah,
But about like 10% of the Japanese will be foreign nationals. It's something that is going to be that's going to happen. Then it's important to think what Japanese you know are going to be. And
mm,
also it's not very easy to say it's because we're Japanese that we have to be Japanese. I mean, it
yeah,
doesn't make sense.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
I mean, at the same time, for example, you know, I mean, not being the majority as a Syrian, you know, okay, it's difficult to say, but doesn't say that you are not Syrian. I mean, you're a part of Syria, of course.
mm, mm,
And
yeah,
see, I mean, what I hate about Giuliani the most is that he denies it, really.
yeah,
And also,
yeah,
he's trying to exterminate people. That's the
yeah.
worst thing that he's doing right now.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And so, the last question was about, Suzanne. Suzanne is her name. I asked about Israel, you know, and then, she said a lot of things, but the last thing she said was, the first time she was recognized as Kurdish, you know, the
Yeah,
first time, you know, I mean, at Ben Gurion Airport, you know, the first time she was recognized as Kurdish was at Ben Gurion Airport. You know?
yeah,
So, I mean, see, a lot of people, call like Israel like apartheid state, but I I saw like many of my posts coming from my past guests. They're angry at the Druze getting killed. I mean, of course I am angry, but
mm,
see, I mean, it's not unfortunately Arab state media. You know, and
yeah,
I hope that see it's I hope that this see like yeah, Suzanne was also talking about like Qatari media's policy. She knows a lot about it because she has worked for it too. But it has, a foreign policy with coming with it. And,
mm,
I'm not going to talk about her with it right now, but unfortunately, the Druze people are somehow like ignored.
Mm,
And also at the same time, to the Arab world, you know, it's the foreign policy that they have been, using as a media. And, I hope that in a way, the Japanese media is reading out Al Jazeera every day. And so, it comes with that and this the situation is Sueda, not concerning. I don't know where it went, but like on Sunday morning, there are commentators, talking about the concerning situation in Gaza. But what
mm,
about Sweden, really?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, the next thing that I realized is that, after food, school, not just school, but I mean, I'm talking about this electricity, hospitals, medical situation, they're going after the education system for some reason. And um, uh, so, 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 what exactly, okay, for example, people in your age, are like facing right now in real, I guess, facing as a, crisis, besides all the basic needs that they need. Like, what
Yeah.
are the life-threatening situations that they feel right now?
They feel so bad. Like, uh, for me, I'm 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So my friends, also the same age, um, really a real crisis, okay, a real catastrophic right now. As I said before, that they deprived from universities, from education,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so like their mental health is really, really so tired. They are really so tired. Like when I talk to them, they say to me, we really uh, need to travel outside, to live outside, to live in peace,
Mm-hmm.
and to live as a human being, because we can't stand the situation here. It's so difficult for us to stand the situation. Like someone who is 21 years old, like in his first age, you see, like eh, he or she really needs to live, and like any human, like
Mm-hmm.
us here in Europe, in France, in Germany, or in
Mm-hmm.
any other place.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they are not living. Never, like, yeah, yeah. So
So okay, what at a level of university student, what was it like before the siege? Okay, this is something I would like to ask too.
before the siege, like before the attack to
Yeah.
Sweden,
Yeah.
also they faced many problems, I can't deny, okay,
Mm,
but not like now, not like now. They faced many problems, but they could study at meantime, and they could say succeed also. There was no problem for them. But after what happened right now, and after what you said, like after the media is not talking about the truth, so we are enemies for them. You see, like, okay, he is Druze or she is Druze. We don't want her, and she need to be killed, or he need to be killed. So yeah, sectarian issue. Yeah, after the siege, the problem getting worse and worse.
so at universities, they're denied to get into universities, for example, right?
Mhm. For everything, even for education,
Hmm.
even for education, it's forbidden. And yeah, and they sent so many messages for my friends Druze, like, we will kill you if we will see you in Damascus or in our universities. Like we know your face, we know you, and if we will see you, you will be killed. Or yeah, they my friends faced many problems with them. So yeah, yeah,
So they acknowledge your face, your identity, right? And
yeah,
they have some information about you, that means, right? Like for
yeah,
example, like they know like uh that means that they have the photos of your friends or for
yeah. Like
example.
on social media, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ah, okay.
yeah.
But not just social
Like
media, it seems to be that, I had some, some yeah, like from religious leaders. That's one way for them to collect information. The list of the names of the people, ages, the birthday, the address, all these things. It's the one of the easy way for them to get information is to cat to well capture you know
yeah,
religious leaders. But I saw the Druze faith leaders or faith the Druze men shaved off, and
yeah,
they
exactly, exactly. They insult him. Yeah.
um so do you think it's just through social media that they're getting information?
Which information exactly?
Like the religious, identities of the young people. Like for
Mm.
example, like
Yeah, like for example, my friends, okay, they have a Muslim friends, okay, in Damascus. They know each other. They are friends on Facebook. So
mm,
they took their photos and they start like, we know you and we know your face. And if we see you in Damascus or in universities, you will be killed or nothing good will happen to you. So it's better if you stay at your home, if you stay in Sweden, you see?
uh,
Yeah, yeah, this is exactly the situation.
so is that the friend that is saying, or is it the some kind of government saying it?
My friends say to me, yeah, yeah, I'm talking with my friends always, and yeah, I get so many messages such as this thing.
Oh, the same messages as like
Yeah,
you better
yeah,
stay
yeah,
at home. Like,
yeah, 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 yeah.
ah.
They get so many messages, and they shared it on Facebook. Actually, they shared the conversations, and they said the same to me.
Oh, okay. So, so, so they gather information through social media.
Hmm. Yeah, also, yeah, of course, yeah, yeah. Like they
But
enter to the profile, like any one of us shared his photos, his identity, like Sweden or from Sweden, or yeah, yeah, they gather
uh,
all informations, maybe from social media, maybe from universities. Also, in universities, you can find so many information about us, like the name, the nickname, the city. You see, like when they see Duruz, so they can understand immediately that he's Duruz, so he can't stay with us or stay in university.
do do the universities ask whether you are Druze or whether you're Muslims, like that kind of thing?
Actually, they published a video. The engineering university published a video like what they said according to them, and I know the video and I have the video. They said our university will not be for two identities, it will be for one identity. So can you imagine, like, university, and we will study like, as a Druze, we don't have this mentality. We really need to live with all people, regardless of regardless of their religion or any other identity, but they didn't accept it. They don't want to accept it. Yeah.
So, after they accept it now, like, among the students, before they, uh, I guess like recruit students, they ask whether you're Druze, whether you're Alawites, all these things.
Oh,
And,
actually, they can know immediately. Do you know why? From the accent. From
okay.
the accent we speak, because in Damascus they speak an accent and we speak another accent. So when I say any words in my accent, they can understand immediately that I'm Druze. And also, I'm not wearing al-hijab, you see? So they can understand immediately that I'm Druze or Alawite or any other religion, you see?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
So, like in US universities, this is becoming a major problem because
Yeah.
some people seem to be, not telling the truth about their, religious faith or race, all these things. But, some people, well, like basically people have to, say whether they're Asians, all these things before admission. But well, I have heard, some people who have been to, well, I did not exactly know how they choose, the students, all these things. But before it was, admitted to at least get into a class, right?
Mm. Yeah.
But what was going on, before the siege? Well, like I'm sorry, this is not exactly, this about the siege, but I think that, it's important for Syria to become Syria, as a nation state, not, a secular state, for many people because there are Druze, Christians, Bedouins, all these people. And ultimately, I mean, they cannot exterminate people because of the religious faith. And so I would ask that, what was going on before the siege, like before July 10th, I have to say.
In universities?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I can't deny
Hmm.
that they faced some problems with them in Damascus, like they get so many messages, okay? But not the same as now, okay? Let me say that right now it's getting worse and worse after what happened in Sweden, you see? Yeah. So, of course, there are many differences between after the siege and before the siege,
Hmm.
okay? But also before the siege was not so good between them. Also, there was a sectarian issue
Hmm.
against Druze or against Kurd or any one of them, any other religion. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if you would like to answer this question, but
Yeah.
do you think that do you think that, it was a good result that Jolani became the president?
No, of course. No.
Hmm.
No. It's catastrophic. It's no, of course. And no one, any human, okay, let me say, any human will not accept what he's doing, will not accept.
Right.
I'm not happy when I say I'm Druze, I'm Muslim, or who are you? Are you Muslim or are you Christian? We are all human at the end of the day.
Hmm.
So I don't care if you are Muslim or if you are Druze. What I care about that you're a human,
Hmm. Yes.
that there is peace between us. But the Syrian governorate didn't want this. And as I said before, that Sheikh Hikmat al-Hajari, who is the representative of the Druze in Sueda, tried so many things, so many times to convince him, okay, or to convince the Syrian governorate, like we are all human, and for me there's no differences between Muslim or any other religion, but he didn't accept it. So this is the result.
Oh,
No one could accept it. Any human, no one could accept it. And it's not something good, actually. Like, I live in France, and there are many nationalities here,
mm,
not religions, like so many nationalities, like Syrian, from Algeria, from Morocco, so many Arab people. And in my university, there are no differences between us. Never, never. I didn't feel this, despite I'm a refugee here. I'm not just a student in France, so
that's
it's really
great.
so damaged. It's not something really. It's really so bad. It's really so bad.
Mm. Well, do you feel safer now?
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
really feel
good.
safe, and I always say thanks, friends. Thanks for accepted me as a human first, and as a student in here. Uh, I'm an English literature, and I'm really so grateful to be here because there's really peace between us. There is no problems between us, and we are all human here in France. So this is really so amazing. This is really, and when I remember my city or what's happening right now in Sweden, I really feel sad, so sad, and I ask myself, like, when will be better for us in Sweden, and when they will live in peace like any other human, like in France or in Germany or in Europe in general. So I really feel safer here more than Sweden. Of course, I can't deny it.
Well, see, like, now you're in France, but
Yeah.
people always think of their hometown,
Mm,
in at many levels. And
mm,
I believe that, not just you, but many people from Sweden feel very,
mm.
very heartbroken to see
Yeah,
what
yeah,
is going on.
yeah, yeah.
And I mean, I believe that there are a lot of people who think, what they can do for them.
Mm, mm.
Your, I mean, your family's there, right?
Yeah, my family is here. Yeah, my mother, my dad, my sisters. Yeah,
Yeah.
and friends. But my grandmother's like my uncles in Sweden. They stayed in Sweden.
Um, or I have spoken with an Israeli Druze. She was saying that she is not sure if some of her relatives are alive or not.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
it's very heartbreaking for many
yeah,
people.
yeah,
What what the Druze people are going through right now. And to Israeli people, it's not just about other people's problem. It's about, their cousins, as you do. It's about their relatives, it's their grandfather, grandmother,
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So so see, the hospitals are not functioning. How are people now trying to survive? Because obviously, like, if people have diabetes, for example, I mean, people need medication. There are people who do need medication for sure. And so, I mean, for those people, the only choice left is that the Giuliani government saying, well, we don't care, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
that's a systematic murder to me, really.
Mm, mm.
And also, another thing is the systematic starvation, really. And I think that this time it's directed at the Druze people.
Mm.
That, probably because he thinks that they're the minorities. I mean, Yeah, as you say, it's a sectarian issue,
Yeah,
but um, they took 1,000 hostages, right? And so they take like yes, they take hostages like young women, you know,
exactly.
children.
Yeah, as a slaves.
Yeah. I mean, they these are the HTS operating
Mm.
and
Yeah,
kidnapping people.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they're, what we're going to do is to use women as sex slaves,
Mm.
for even children, they use for such purposes.
Yeah.
And, they leave a lot of women, children with so much trauma. And, um, I mean, so they do have concentration camps even now.
In Sweden,
I think it's out of Sweden, right? Probably. Or in Sweden.
which one exactly?
Um, where do you think they take
They take what?
the hostages?
Oh, okay. They took them, as far as I know, they took them to a place or to a city called Dir'a. Okay, it's in the south of Syria, yeah, beside Sweden. And also, I knew that they took them to a place in the city called Idlib, in the north of the Syria. That
Oh,
they took the woman there. Yeah, it is really so far, and that's why I said we know nothing about them. We don't have any information about them. Any other informations? We have no ideas if even stay alive or not. We have no ideas about it.
wow. Well, that's scary. I mean, do they take like men for like concentration, like labor forces?
I have no idea about it. No, I don't think, but they took them, yeah. But for which reason exactly, I have no idea about it. They
Oh,
they killed many men actually also in meantime, and they burned the bodies also in meantime.
oh
Yeah,
yes, I
yeah,
did
and
see it.
they slayed them also. Yeah, they so many, yeah, so many.
So, um, so after 10 days of the siege, well, I heard a lot about, the first 10 days of the siege. Basically there's no electricity, all these things. But um so now people are at schools, like people are like staying in schools, and there's little help from Israeli government, regarding food, aids, coming in. But what about like other governments?
Like which government exactly?
Well, European Union, for example.
Mm,
Because, for example, Japan
yeah.
doesn't have a military, so it's impossible for them to get into Syria. But regarding, I guess European Union, then they have, NATO allies, and also each nation has independent forces. So so but it's going to be very hard for them to, I guess, like get into the Syrian territory and claim, what they're doing as
Mhm.
war crimes. Yeah, and also, I mean, humanitarian crimes that, they're committing. And
Yeah.
um, so in terms of, well, um, yeah, I have a lot of questions actually, but um, so so well, besides not being, having access to universities, because you're a university student, um, they differentiate people, be, among the accents, as you say, and
Mm, mm,
also, the look,
mm-hmm,
also through social media for,
mm-hmm.
reason.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, That means that, Syrian government has been, well, they have been, using social media as psychological warfare against the Western government for sure.
mm,
Because, well, even I get, hate speeches for,
yeah,
for no reason. It's it's really weird that, they write hate speeches directed against me because, I have basically I'm not, Druze, or I'm not Israeli, or I'm not, Syrian. But
yeah,
they they do have, well, they probably think that they benefit by writing something against me for some reason. But um, um, do they target, people overseas to do it?
What do you mean exactly by your question?
Like, for example, do they target the Druze? Do they intend to target the Druze overseas to do it?
Yeah, not just the Druze, as I said before. Not just they target all minorities.
Oh,
This
okay.
is yeah, this is so important to talk about it, that all minorities. But now the problem, like the current problem right now is the rules. So they focused on the rules, like you don't have to study between us, or other our university will not accept other identities. You see,
Yeah.
but their problem, as I said before, with all minorities, they have their own mentality. Like we just want our mentality. We
Mm.
don't need others' mentality. We don't want anyone who is different. This is really a big problem.
Well, do you think that, I believe that, there are Arab people, who do not think that way in Europe, being brought up in Europe, being very secular, but, do you think that they're targeting them to hate you for some reason?
Maybe.
Oh, because,
Yeah.
um, I was listening to other, people, and they were saying that 45, oh, no, 450,000 hate speeches directed at the Druze.
Yeah.
Reason.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's online, so we don't know where they're coming from and where they're directed at. But for some reason, this hate speeches are going somewhere towards, directed at some people, I guess. But, so far I had never seen, such hate speeches before. But,
Mm, mm.
um, you know, there are obviously psychological warfare directed from, when it came to anti-Semitism, we obviously see, psychological warfare, you know, directed at certain the Jewish population. But, my concern would be that that might happen, this is just a possibility. But,
mm, mm.
if it doesn't happen, well, do you feel, well, you feel safe, right? Outside, of Syria.
Yeah, yeah, right now, yeah, yeah, I feel safe, yeah.
I mean, what do you think of, see, I'm not promoting hate really. And,
Mm,
when you speak with, like your friends, from other Arabic countries, do you,
mm.
you make friends with them, right?
Yeah, and France, yeah.
I
You
mean,
mean in France or in Syria and Sweden?
no, in Europe. I mean,
Mm, yeah, yeah.
so, it's somehow directed by the Syrian government toward the Druze people, right?
Mm,
That is
yeah.
directed. Um, so do you think that this is going towards other, minorities for sure, right?
Mm,
Next Kurds
mm,
probably. A lot of
yeah.
people are saying that, but is it, for the same, tactics
Mm,
that they probably use, like for example, like Kurdish people don't wear like
exactly.
hijab, speak in different accents.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or even they have their own language, like
Yeah,
Kurd.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, like for me, I'm from Sweden. I don't understand Kurd, but
Mm.
yeah, they really can. The other people can understand immediately. Who are you exactly from your accent?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
So, 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 see, I mean, it's really, really troublesome if you're asked, if you answer, you're Syrian and you are denied, no, don't, just answer, what the Syrian means. I mean, it's impossible for people to avoid the question.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't exactly see, I really demand, probably at that point, from a secular government, as a secular government, even Japanese government, I believe that Syrian, leader must be secular as well,
Mm, mm,
expected. And for other not just that, but they they must be just get away with saying we don't know about what's going on in Sueda, right?
mm. Yeah,
And and if they do so, if they don't know, then just get, help the people there, right? I mean,
yeah,
if they're not helping the people there, that means they are responsible, they're complicit, they're not just doing anything, but they're the ones who are doing it.
yeah,
So so I I really don't understand what why. I mean the government, those governments who invited, Jolani really are not condemning him at all. And not just that, but I really, really do not understand, you know, um, for example, it was very good that you told me about the education system, how they use the social media, because I mean, we don't have to ban social media, but if we restrict the way social media is used, I mean, this is going to be a real big problem for those whose, facts are not reported by the
Mm,
media, right?
mm.
I
Yeah.
mean, um, so, people are going to be able to see some of the photos or clips that you're going to share with me on my Substack because it's not social media. But but yeah, it's because it's not social media. But one of the reasons why, I decided to have my own page is because of this issue. Social media limits the
Mm,
the clips for like, ethical reasons, for example. But
mm.
this is something that I can share, and also the readers have the choice to see, you know, and also, um, um, I don't think that this is going to be, um, this is like, like the first 10 days, Zaid told me so much in detail about,
Mm,
he remembered, he tried to, he remembered many times, but in the end, he told me so much in detail from the first day to the 10th day, what
mm,
happened.
mm,
So, but I think that, education should be
mm.
a place where people have freedom to learn.
Exactly, exactly.
And, we cannot pretend like a face and say we don't know and,
Mm,
ignore, this discrimination going on in Syrian universities.
mm.
Because, that's the place where people are able to learn, and not just that, but people are able to get out of Syria, and also, um, you know, pursue more educational opportunities. And, there was actually a university student from Germany, who was born in Sueda. She was also scared of the fact that
Mm,
if Jolani government is provided with the passport,
mm,
those who are in refugee status, or those who are, provided with other government citizenship, they may be the target of the Syrian government because, they may go after those people. So that's one of her concerns of, what may happen, because they are provided with legal visa, passport to
yeah, yeah. You mean with
overseas.
the new passport, Syrian passport? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So, like, Iranian government, IRGC operating overseas, murdering people. I mean, that could happen to innocent Syrians, they could become the target of, because of the free speech, or because they spoke something that the government does not like. I mean, that's not the government in the first place.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for many reasons, this, acknowledging Jolani, not just Jolani, but, this Jolani's government, endangers a lot of Syrians. And I hope that, the government understands, this risk, because there's Syrian embassy in Japan. I don't know what it is, but,
Yeah,
it's operating.
yeah, yeah.
But I believe that probably the businessman,
Mm, mm,
apply for a visa there, and I don't know what will happen to those people, but I have nothing to do with them, but um but but I believe that probably it's more than, well, it's, social media is one way to
mm,
get information, like photos, where you're from, easily, but probably they have more than that. Like, um, they have their, if they have central government, that means they have all the information that they
mm,
want.
mm,
And see, that's the problem with, like, for example, Russia, China, all these government holding information, even the telephone numbers of the people. And they they own, like, for example, the social media apps, and they let them use such apps and control all the information. I mean, that could happen to any government, that wants to control the information in the worst cases in
mm.
the Middle East. So, I mean, um, probably in my opinion, I believe that they have more than the social media that they have right now. They have something, operating underneath that, so that, they check through social media what people are, up to. And then,
Exactly.
yeah, that's what I guess, because um
You mean about the Syrian government, right?
yeah, yeah.
Mm, mm,
So, I mean, it's good that you're away from, Syria. And, one of the reasons, one of the people whom I asked for, like, podcast is, somebody who is away from Syria, because it's very, very dangerous. And
yeah,
he
yeah,
was somebody out of nowhere, and
yeah,
actually, he was somebody from somebody whom I knew, and that was one of the reasons. But I'm yeah, like a person like you, I'm very pleased that I have, you know, uh, you know, an expat, refugee, or somebody in refugee status,
yeah,
who is telling the truth about Sueda. And
yeah,
also, people need to realize how the minorities are treated, like the women,
yeah.
are treated. They are like raped, burned in the cage.
Exactly.
Horrible.
In Sweden, this is exactly what happened. And maybe I forgot to talk about it, but yeah, they raped many women, and their mental health right now is destroyed.
Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah, the situation with them, also about rape, or is really, really so hard, so hard, more than we can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it's terrible. If
Yeah,
I saw women in the cage getting burned. I just, saw this before. It was
yeah,
so terrible and
yeah,
so horrifying, you
yeah,
know. So, I mean, it's not, just because I want to see, but, people need to see what is happening to the women in the Middle East. I mean, it's it's horrible. And are they allowed to get into university in Syria? Or
the
were
minorities,
they?
no, no, no,
Oh,
they can't. No, no, it's impossible.
oh. Oh. So before the siege, they were not able to.
Yeah, they could, but also in meantime, we can say that they faced some struggles. Okay, it's about sectarian issue, but in meantime, it was okay. We can't deny that they could study, they could get their grades, and they could do whenever they want. But after the siege and after the attack to Sweden, no, everything changed, and everything gets so bad for the Druze people in Damascus. Or
So,
maybe in Aleppo, not just in Damascus. I need to talk about it. Not just in Damascus, also in Aleppo, they
oh yeah,
don't.
please.
Yeah, you see, yeah, like the Syrian government
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want the minorities or the Druze currently. This is what I want to say. So that's why all people deserve to be to study, to live their life like their lives as they want, you see. But unfortunately in Syria they get deprived actually, and I explained the situation before.
What about Aleppo?
Aleppo, the same what's happening in Damascus, the same situation. They do not want the Druze people or the minorities.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and they hit the people, the minorities, the Druze also. Yeah, yeah, and we have the videos also documented on Facebook.
Oh, I see. Well, I think that, probably like you have some other things to do right now, but I appreciate that you came here to talk
Thank you.
about the education system and
Yeah.
also, what is happening to women who learn there because I don't think they're in the state of learning something, you know. It's
Mm,
it's just beyond depressing. I mean, it's horrific. And
yeah,
also at the same time, not just horrific, but they are in the crisis of facing the slavery.
yeah. The
So,
same with Alawite from the coast, from Latakia also. The same situation with all minorities, with women, or they get slave from like from the coast, from Sweden, from Kurd, you know.
yeah,
Yeah,
I have,
they are doing the same situation with all of them, with all minorities, I want to say.
yeah. So
Mm.
this has started with the collapse of Assad.
Yeah. No, with Assad, no, it didn't happen like this, like sectarian issue didn't happen. Actually, Bashar al-Assad killed the people
Yeah,
because
the Muslim
they were
Brotherhood.
against him,
Yeah,
but not because you are Druze or you are Kurd, so I kill you. You see the difference? Like
yeah,
you are
yeah,
against me, so I will kill you. Yeah, he
yeah.
did that with Dir'a in the south of Syria. He did this with Idlib in the north of Syria. Like, yeah, yeah. And of course I'm against him. I'm against to kill someone because he has a mentality, his own mentality. I'm really against it. But in meantime, the same situation repeat itself with Bashar al-Assad or with Ahmad al-Sharia, you see. But with Ahmad al-Sharia is really so dangerous because it's really a problem when you kill someone because he's different. I, like I'm Druze. What's my problem? I didn't choose to be Druze. This is what I want to say. I
Yeah.
didn't choose. No one chose his religion. No one. So it's not my problem. I have to be a human. We have to live in peace. Because in Syria, we have so many religions and we have so many mentalities in meantime. So we really need to accept each other. But they don't want this. The Syrian government doesn't want this. No one will accept us. No one will accept the minorities. So this is why the people from Sweden demanded for independent international protection. You
Yeah.
see? And before we finish our meeting, I would like to say that we urgently call for the immediate release of all hostages and an end to the siege and restoration of access to electricity, water, and basic goods, safe delivery of a humanitarian aid, also accountability for those who committed these crimes, and the final thing, that the establishment of an independent international finding commit to investigate all documented atrocities and violations committed against our community.
Yeah, that is
So this is, we urgently call for Sueda right now after what happened in 13 July 2025. And of course, we have an appeal to the government of Japan. We call upon the Japanese government to stand with us in this humanitarian crisis to help break the siege, secure the release of hostages, ensure the flow of aid, and take a stand against these atrocities. Japan's voice and action can make critical difference, in protecting innocent lives. So yeah, and upholding human dignity. So if you have something, I'm hearing you. Thanks for listening to me.
Of course, the Japanese government will, and I'm sure, I believe that they will. Yes. So, but thank you so much for coming to my podcast.
Thank you. I really appreciate that someone will say the truth about us after 30 days after the attack. So really thank you, and it was really so nice to meet you.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
Okay. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. The same for you. Thank you.